Welcome to Your Wedding, Your Way, the podcast that helps you plan a wedding that's totally you. I'm T, this is D, your hosts.
I wanted to do a Tony thing.
I didn't do this time. I didn't go, welcome.
Yeah, but when you say welcome, you usually go, welcome.
Are you going to let me finish off?
Sorry.
I'm T, this is D, your host. We are both photographers and videographer in the wedding industry. To check out more of our work, click the links below.
You're getting very good at this.
I think I am.
Impressed.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Oh,
You're going to be a radio presenter soon.
Maybe.
The next.
No, I don't think there's
Scott
one of Yam
Mills.
Yam on the radio.
Yam, all right.
Yam,
Welcome
all
to
right,
BBC One.
Right, Bam.
T, you good?
I'm good.
You're good.
I'm very good, thank you.
Last week was a really
Intense.
very
intense.
very personal.
Oh, personal.
But I think we touched on a lot of stuff that's going to help a lot of brides and grooms. Need to get that out there because we focus mainly on brides, but I think
It's for both brides and grooms. Body, self-confidence is for everybody.
so. If you missed last week's, I'll put a link to it
Below.
somewhere. Watch it. If you're someone that is struggling with appearance or worried that they're not going to look perfect on their wedding day, it's a good one. You're not going to want to miss it.
Good one to watch.
Yeah. So today we're going to try something a little bit different.
Okay.
We're going to get heated today.
Again.
No, this
Always
we're going
gets
to.
heated?
No, it doesn't.
No?
This week we're going to get like.
We're going to get heated.
And I know why we're going to get
Why
heated.
are we going to get heated?
Because every time we talk about this topic, it gets heated. We have very different opinions on this topic.
Okay, let's do this.
Very different opinions. So we're going to come away from all the serious stuff.
Serious.
A lot of people might find this serious, but for me, it's wedding trends.
I love wedding trends.
See,
You don't love
Tony
it, do you?
Tony loves
It's like
trends.
social media.
Yeah, I fucking hate trends. Hate them.
She hates them.
I hate them,
Do
guys.
you hate them like I do?
No,
social
I
media?
just hate trend. Right, we're gonna jump straight in
Yep.
because this is gonna get.
Heated.
Yeah, we always have this conversation,
Let's
but
do this.
I think it's ready to be recorded.
Let's do this.
Tony, why do you love wedding trends?
I think wedding trends for me really pushes the boundaries of our creativity. So we can kind of use what is trending to our creativity. Absolutely.
I disagree.
I don't.
I think it takes it away.
Absolutely not.
Hear me out.
No.
Hear me out.
No. If something.
Already going to get heated.
Something is trending, you don't have to copy that. Any creative that copies, that's not their music, that's
Right.
not their style.
This is why.
You have to take that trend and you have to make it you.
But this is the thing. You're getting influenced significantly.
Do you not get influenced by anybody's work?
I'm too good to get
No,
influenced.
everybody gets influenced.
I'm shit.
Every
But listen,
creative out there is influenced by something.
I'll tell you what influences me.
What influences you?
My couples.
Your what?
My couples.
Oh,
That
okay.
sounds so fucking cliche, but it's the truth. Right, hear me out. I've got a couple, right? They come to me.
A couple of what?
Right? A couple, a bride
Oh,
and groom,
I've
a groom
got
and
a
groom,
couple of
bride and bride,
parents
right?
talking it.
I say couples because, a lot of same-sex marriages. And
Yeah.
I'm still waiting to do a same-sex marriage, by the way, and I'm desperate to do one.
I can't believe you haven't done one.
I've
I
had a
love it.
few where they've booked, but COVID has either cancelled it or other reasons, and I
same-sex
couldn't.
marriages.
I need to do one. I need
They're
a
just so
proper,
beautiful.
flamboyant, just couple. I need flamboyant, just. I don't care what
It's
it is.
always brides though that I've done. I'm never two grooms.
Two grooms.
I'd want
Call
to do
us.
two grooms.
I'm desperate.
Please.
Call us, please. We'll have the best day ever. She'll turn up in a pink flamingo and
Oh, I would
proper
love that. That is so me.
We're going off topic anyway.
Yeah,
anyway.
sorry.
Right, listen.
Is that trending? Pink
Probably
flamingos.
is, actually. Right, listen. I hate trends for this reason of everybody copies what's trending, and it takes away the personality, the originality of the couples. You can look like that, Tony, right? But hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. It is, right? Oh, they did this and it went viral. Shit, we have to do it.
Viral does not mean trend.
Explain to me.
Completely different.
Explain to me what, because I've got in my head, right. Explain to me what a trend is. Explain to me.
A trend is in the photography world.
Yeah.
Some of the trends last year were blurry photos.
Awful.
Why is that awful? It's creative genius.
Ow.
You are adding that movement to the photo. So when there's movement in a photo, is that frozen?
What do you mean? What?
When you take a photo, you are freezing that moment.
Okay.
When you blur the photo, you're making that photo come to life because you're showing.
I can make any photo come to life, whether it's blurry or sharp or
that
not.
Movement within the photo. That's how it's meant to look.
Listen. Right.
I love that. I think
listen.
That's creativity to its finest.
As a photographer.
What do you think of wonky photos?
That's a different thing, right? As a photographer, I don't see the appeal for blurry photos. Yes, I've done them because a bride has requested.
Really?
Yeah, I've done them because a bride's
requested it.
I will only do trends if a bride and groom has requested it. Okay. I won't do it off my own back because as a photographer, and I'm going to piss a lot of photographers and videographers off, and I'm going to piss you. I don't care, right? As a photographer, my job is to capture moments as they happen. Okay. Yes, I can get creative. Should a bride and groom want me to get creative? But what's most important to me is capturing real emotion.
But you capture that
the documentary of the day. Hear me out. If a bride and groom say to me, I want a blurry image, fine, we'll do it because that's what they want, right? I cannot, it just doesn't commute in my brain to take blurry photos because my brain says subject is sharp, background blurry to immerse in the image and bring you into the emotion. Now, I get what you're trying to say from a blurry is a creative thing and motion and stuff. Absolutely. I get that. And when it's done right, fair play. I've done it myself. I'm not going to say I would never do it.
I think it can look great. It really can.
But when a photo, just hear me out. When a photo is completely blurry with no context to it, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Pushing boundaries. And isn't that what creatives do?
I don't have to hire a fucking £2,000 photographer to take blurry images. I can give it to me cat.
Yeah, but not all the images are going to be blurry.
But
it's just going to be the odd image here and there that's going to be blurry. And it's probably quite selfish, but you do kind of shoot for yourself when it comes to those creative moments.
I've never done it. It's gonna again. Okay. I don't want to piss off people.
And do you know what? That's totally fine.
I don't shoot for my portfolio. I shoot for my bride and grooms and my couples, right?
Which absolutely you should. You know, number one priority is your bride and groom and what your bride and groom want.
That's how it should be.
I think if you have that time and you can throw in that bit of creativity, why not?
Okay,
and you've got that perfect bride and groom to do it.
Right, I agree. I agree. No. So I'm not going to completely throw this off. And again, I don't want to piss off any photographers or anyone. I'm going to push this back and say I agree, right? If a bride and groom come up to me and go, we've got some time, we want you to get super creative.
I'd love that.
That's a different kettle of fish.
Definitely.
That's a different kettle of fish. We've done it plenty of times.
We love that.
Guy and Jess, for example. I'll show those photos.
Brilliant.
It was pitch black at the Roxeter. Pitch black. All they had was a drift car.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. And they had smoke bombs. It was completely black. And they said, do your magic. And that is a different story because they said to you, they said to us, do whatever you want.
Do what you want.
It was epic. I'll put the photos up.
Nighttime, flashes. Oh.
That gets you excited, doesn't it?
It gets me so excited because you can take that to another level. Mm-hmm. You can do whatever you want to do. Yeah. And you don't need Photoshop and AI to do it. Mm-hmm. If you're a great photographer, you can do that all in camera.
You're welcome.
It's amazing.
No, but it's true, right?
It's great. I
But
love
can you
it.
imagine if Guy and Jess didn't want all that and it was a fucking freezing cold night?
It was
Jess,
so
bless her, in her
cold.
wedding dress. It was end of October, November time.
I think
It was-
I
it
remember it,
was-
being really cold.
It was freezing.
Yeah,
it was freezing.
It was so cold.
And they gave us,
She bossed it.
she killed it. They gave us a good half an hour of their time.
Probably longer than
Probably
that.
longer than that. We took them away from their reception.
Yeah.
Now, if a bride and groom are up for that, I'm game. I am literally.
Yeah.
You want me to work my magic?
And I get not
Like,
everybody wants it. Not
let's
every
go.
bride and groom
Yeah.
wants that. They just want to enjoy their day.
So let me throw this at you. You love trends. Would you, on a wedding day, take control of that couple's wedding day to do a trend for you?
No, never.
That's where my problem is. That's why I don't like trends. Because again, no disrespect to photographers, I know there are photographers out there that will shoot to their portfolio and shoot to
And
trends
take over
and
that
take over the
wedding
wedding day.
No way. That's disrespectful.
Mm.
I will always put my bride and groom first.
Okay.
If we have time, if my bride and groom are totally epic, which I've never had a bride and groom that is not
had-
totally epic.
We've had some wicked bride and grooms.
Oh my goodness, absolutely. And do you know what? Most of the time they're up for it because we're having that much fun anyway. That they just allow us to just do what we want to do.
They just
and
feel
it's great, so comfortable.
That's what I was going to get to. Most bride and grooms that we have the privilege to work for, they get so comfortable and relaxed around us. Then that trust goes, and then they go, you know what, girls?
Do what
You tell
wanna
us
do.
what you want to do. And they're up for it. If a bride comes to you, right, and says, I want you to shoot my wedding, but I want to do this trend, 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 this one. And the list goes on and on and on. And they give you a list of trends.
If I think it's not achievable, I won't do it, but I will still respect what they want.
Okay. So would you not say to that bride and groom, look, you've given me a lot of trends here.
Yeah, so if I think that there was too much there and it was not achievable to complete, then I would say, unfortunately, because we only have a set amount of time to capture this stuff. So if we can't capture it in the time that we've got, unfortunately, it's not going to happen. But then they've got to understand that if they want to do all those trends, they're not going to get the original family photos and the couple's photos unless the trends are involving those people.
Okay. My head will go to that bride and groom. You've given me an awful lot of trends here. Are you not worried about me capturing the day as it happens? Are you not worried about me capturing
The realness.
the realness? Are you solely focused on these trends, or do you want me to capture your wedding day? What is it? Because
See, I do both regardless.
I would do both if it's achievable. If you're telling me
So if somebody gives me a trend, if somebody gives me a list of trends, to me, that's like the list of photos that we would have. So you take a list of group photos from
Yeah.
a couple on
Yeah.
their wedding day. We have that time to capture their group photos.
Mm-hmm.
The trend photos, if they gave me a list of trend photos, that would be going in replace of the family group photos.
So that's where you, as the photographer, you need to
That's
go to
how-
that bride and groom. Right, guys, according to your
Unfortunately,
itinerary,
yeah.
we've only got a set amount of time to capture your group photos.
So
now,
much, yeah.
what you've got to understand, and then that's where the things like second shooters come in, third shooters, team
Yeah.
members, because there's a lot. But they've got to understand as well that there's only one bride and groom. Bride and groom can't be everywhere in a million
No.
times. My way of putting this to trends die and fade out very quick,
They do.
right?
Which
In
is why you shouldn't
20
base a whole wedding on a trend.
That's why I want to just touch on this. Are you sure you want to give me 30 trends in replace of capturing and documenting your wedding
Ooh,
day?
That would be dangerous.
Yeah. And in 10 years' time, you look back at that trend and go, what the fuck was we thinking? I've got nothing of my nan crying when I walk down the aisle.
But it's okay because you've got a black and white cake with a colour pop.
Shit, you went there.
Yeah.
Right,
Should we
okay.
get your photos out, dude?
Ah, shit, I did it. This is another reason why I'm so against trends, guys. Right, okay. You hit hard then. That was good. Right.
Thanks.
Tony knows one of my reasons for hating trends is when I first started. Oh my God.
I think near enough every photographer can probably pretty much relate.
If you've been shooting for photography for about 10 years-ish.
Probably I'd say the last 8 years.
Okay, 8 years or longer.
8 years or longer.
I'm gonna edit a few photos. I'm not gonna put my originals on because oh my God. I'm gonna edit a few photos, and this was the trend. The trend was black and white with a colour pop, and I have to admit I did it.
Or the
vignette.
The vignette.
Oh, I did that too, babe. It was bad. My photos, they look like a fucking spotlight.
I have some myself.
You as well?
Yeah. Perhaps we should do a competition on who can edit a photo the best with those.
Should we do it?
Those trends.
A colour pop and a vignette.
Yeah.
A black vignette and a white vignette.
Ooh, the white vignette.
I did it, guys. I did it. I think guilty.
Sometimes you can get away with the black because it blends in to the shadows if you do it again, if you do it in a fine art creative way. But if you are taking a family photo and shoving the black vignette on, it's not.
Look, I did it.
Good.
I did it.
Did you do the black?
I did everything. I did it all. And
did you change it like between the black one and the white one and just
I did it all
up on like the cake?
I just want to put on record any bride and groom that I started out with, and I did this to you. I am so sorry from the bottom of my heart because it makes me cringe.
But
do you want to hear the worst?
It was the trend back then.
Do you want to hear the worst? Oh, God. Most of my photos were on a slant.
Well, that's all right because that's back in trend now.
It's bad. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's bad. You as a photographer.
That would give me anxiety.
This is probably why I have anxiety.
And I think I've tried the slanted photo trend and I can't, my OCD just doesn't accept it. It's like, just straighten it up a bit. Like,
if we've done group photos and there's a building behind, I'm there for hours. Especially
if you've used a lens that
distorts
and distorted that building. That building is not straight because the lens has distorted it.
100%.
So I can spend hours trying to get it straight and it doesn't happen. That drives me crazy.
It's
my
annoying.
OCD, that's not good for me.
Exactly. But that's why they pay a professional.
Well, that's why it takes me so long to edit photos.
2 years later, Tony's still straightening up the fucking building. No, but this is why I don't do trends, right? Or edit trends, because my style now is true to colour, right? So if the grass is green, you get green grass. If
green
grass, blue skies,
till
the day that I die. Yeah. That's
so
it.
Bad with song words.
I know, it's bad. That's in my head, right? So true to colour.
Yes.
If a groom's wearing a green suit, I will edit a green suit.
It's got to be a green.
It's got to be green. It's got to be true to colour. Skin tones has to be true to colour, right? That's just my style because then I know in 20, 30, 40, 50, 60
They're
years,
going to still see.
It's going to be
true to colour.
It's going to be as it was, right? Now,
my style is a little bit different though.
Your style is a nice rustic fit. But you've changed your style.
Yeah, when I first started, my style was that very rustic, everybody looked like Donald Trump.
Oompa loompa. Oompa.
And I had to tone, like, I don't think the grass was green.
Your photos that I've seen
when I first started,
brown grass.
Yeah. When do you get brown grass?
Every suit was brown.
Whereas now I've still got that rustic style, but the skin colour, the grass,
the skin tone, everything else is true to colour.
Everything else is true to colour.
And I've noticed you're editing a little lighter.
Do you think?
Yeah, just a tiny bit.
I'm not sure on that.
You are just a tiny bit. So before your blacks was black.
I think they still are.
it's not as bad.
See, if they're not, then I'm offended because I like my blacks to be black and my whites to
No,
be
they
white.
are, but they're not so contrasty. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not
Oh,
so
yeah,
in your
before I used
face.
to- my images was quite contrasted before, whereas now I've really, I have toned it down.
You've toned it down a
But
lot.
again,
You've
I
still got the
think-
style. It's kind of like you've just got the amount and just brought it down a bit.
Yeah.
And then the colours are true.
But again, because styles change and also venues change, you know, so venues can I don't know if venues follow trends, but I've gone to venues where they've redesigned and added new trends in, like neon lights. That was a thing last year. These neon lights became quite popular. I think they still are this year, to be honest. You know, but depending on the venue, depends on how I shoot now. And that's the same with you.
100%.
Because if it's... my style will still be dark in places, but I will change the way I shoot if it's a light and airy venue. I'll go dark on the shadows, but I'll shoot it light, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
To me, it makes sense, but does it make sense to them?
Probably not, no.
Probably
so that
not.
was probably
So
off the record.
in
No
layman's
point putting
terms,
that in.
no, we'll put it in, but in layman's terms, what you're trying to say is like, I've always shot to venue. If I'm going for a dark, if a couple have booked a barn, it's really naturally brown
So
and
if
dark.
a couple comes to you and has booked a barn and says to you, we really want to go dark and rustic, can you shoot that style for us? Because we love
100%.
your photography. And you do it. Absolutely.
Because
it's
what
about
the-
adjusting to
yeah.
what they want.
Again, sorry, photographers, if I offend, don't mean to. I've seen photographers that go, no, that's my style. I shoot that style, blah, blah, blah. Now,
I think that's great though as well.
but it is great. I don't do that. So if a couple comes to me, and you'll see, I'll put it out there. If a couple comes to me and goes, Donna, we love your composition. We love you as a person. You shot a wedding that we were at. We got on really well. We just really want you to shoot our wedding. However, we're going for that dark, rustic look. I can shoot it and edit it that way. Not an issue, because that's what the couple want.
Yeah.
I will say, look, my style is your typical true to colour, and this is why I shoot this way. Are you sure you want that dark, rustic style? And if they're adamant, I'll do it. Because it's in my head, it's about the couple. It's not
Yeah.
about my portfolio. I don't give a shit about my portfolio. I know I can go to any venue, regardless day, night, rain, dark, whatever,
And shoot.
the shit out of it.
Yeah.
All right, because I'm confident in my ability.
I do see photographers out there that have got that consistent style, and I do love that because I
But
do
it's-
see that consistency with them, and I think, do you know what, that is staying true to who they are.
And I love that. And I'm not having a go at photographers for that. If you can do that, fair play to you.
Yeah, like-
honestly, I wish I've just got in my head, and I think this is where
I think I like to change my style up.
I get
Like,
bored if
yeah.
yeah.
I think I'm probably with you on that. Like I admire the ones who can keep it consistent and stick to that
It's a
style.
skill. It's a skill.
Yeah.
If you can go
Like,
to any venue and
there's
keep that
some-
consistency,
oh my God,
that is a
there's some
skill.
Amazing
Yeah.
photographers out there that have got that darker
Yeah.
style that I love. They'll go to these light and airy venues
And make it
still
look.
shoot in their style. And to me, that is like, wow, they are awesome.
That is a skill.
Yeah.
That is a fair play to you. Like, I wish I could do that.
Yeah, and we probably do. We just probably don't even.
We probably
realise it.
do. But like I say, for me, I don't know what it is. I think I've just got that niggling feeling of I cringe when I look back at my photos because I followed a trend. And then when that trend died out, it was like, I can't believe I did that
what
to a
did I
bride and
do?
groom. That's their wedding photos. Why would I do that? Jesus. So that's why I think I'm so fixated on what does the bride and groom want? How do I know in 20, 30, 40, 50 years down the line when they pass them down, it's still going to be relevant, and that will always stick in my head. Always. When I have consultations with bride and grooms, I will say, what photos have you looked at mine that really resonate with you? Is it that dark and vintage style, that rustic edge? Is it the light and airy fine art with very little contrast? But I'm confident that I could shoot it all. and deliver what the clients want. And I'd rather deliver what the clients want.
Absolutely.
And change it up and not get bored.
Yeah,
and people can look at that and go, well, you're a jack of all trades and a master of none. But
gosh, no,
I don't see it that way. I see it as, what do my clients want?
Yeah, absolutely. And if the client is more sold on your personality, and
which
they want
tends
a
to
different
be
style that is not necessarily your style, but they're sold on you. They want you because they love your personality, and you bring to their wedding something completely different that not all photographers can bring. You know, you bring that funness, that energy, and they're sold on that. Like, it doesn't matter what style they want, because you're going to make that happen anyway.
Exactly.
And that is, again, that's a skill. Being able to do all the different styles doesn't mean you're jack of all trades. It just means that you're very skilled.
Adaptable. I'd go with very skilled, actually. Give me a big head, girl.
No,
Go
you're
on.
just adaptable, yeah. Or
It's
either
all
that,
about
or
being
we're
adaptable.
just people pleasers.
With the trends, in 20, 30 years, 10 years, or even a year down the line,
Are people going to look?
are you going to look at that trend and cringe, or are you going to still have that feeling of, oh my God, what would you rather have? Let me throw this at you, because you love trends.
I do love trends, yeah.
Your wedding day, Tony, you've given me a list of 30 trends. I want to do all this. Okay, Tony, I'm going to... No, but let's just say this. Let's just put this into the equation. Or I'll tell you what, you're my photographer, and I've given you a list of 30 trends. Okay. You then deliver me my photos, and I go, oh my God, these are the best trends ever. Oh God, look at how I've changed my dress that quick. Oh, that's great. And there was a beautiful moment where Nan come and give me a hug and a kiss, right? Beautiful moment. But you missed it because you were focused on capturing this trend, that you were asked to do your job, right? 2 years has passed. My Nan has died. Would I look at that trend the same way? Knowing that I was so focused on capturing a trend
than you was on
and how I changed my dress from, look at this, a princess. You missed that moment with my Nan who has just died.
And that's the thing, when you are so focused on trends, like, only have snippets in there. I think that's where content creators come in now.
That's what I was going to touch on next. Content creators are brilliant. Now, I know there's a lot of hoo-ha in the industry, and again, I don't want to piss anybody off.
I think we've
worked with content creators, and they're fucking fab.
Yeah, I think it's something. It's like digital cameras, isn't it? When digital cameras first came out, it's like when the internet first came out. People were scared of it. Like, I think it's something we should embrace.
But that's the beauty of now. Trends are coming more into the fold. I think content creators are brilliant in capturing those trends, because it then frees up us to capture Nan and the real important moments. And I think that's the beauty of, there's a lot of people out there that do a lot of different things, and I appreciate content creators. The ones we've worked with have been fab.
Yeah.
And they literally say, look, you do that.
And they get worried because they've had so many photographers and videographers kind of be really rude to them because they don't want them there, basically. I think some photographers, videographers might feel like they're getting pushed out of a job. I don't know, but I see a content creator as someone completely different.
An asset.
They are somebody, absolutely, they are an asset, and what they capture is for social media. It's not for printing. It's something that the bride and groom or the couples can get very quickly, within a couple of days turnaround usually, and can post instantly.
100%.
And that's the beauty of content creation. I think it's quite cool.
Yeah. So if you had a bride and groom that said, right, Tony, we've hired a content creator, we've told them all the trends we want to do, and then that content creator comes up to you and goes, oh my God, they've given me I'm going to take them most of the day. But they've also said to you they want post shots, they want creative shots, they want the full hog. How do you feel, or how do you attack that? What advice would you give to brides and grooms out there that want everything?
If brides, or if any couples are hiring different creatives, so if that's a photographer, they're hiring a photographer and then they go to a different company to hire over a videographer or a content creator, I genuinely think the best thing to do is put us all in a group chat, or have meetings with us all in, so everybody's on the same page, so that we all know that we've got a job to do, but then we can work together to figure out what the best plan of action can be on the day.
I couldn't have answered that better myself. I'm impressed.
Thanks. It's the best. That is the best thing to do, because we have to work together. It is teamwork, and it is about doing. Everybody needs to do the best job that they possibly can to make sure that the couple have everything that they want and need.
Okay, so I'm not against trends. If it's what a bride and groom want to do, that's fine. But from my standpoint, it's you're paying me to capture your day in an authentic way, because that tends to be my style. I'm very much documentary with a mix of traditional. But I do it all. We do it all. Yeah, so it's kind of like we do it all with the creative side and stuff. So again, it's all down to what the couples want. But I think ultimately what you've got to decide is what's more important to you on your wedding day. Is it a viral trend, or is it us capturing the day? Because you've got to then work with the venue and work with timelines. And then you've got to, I'm just basically touching on what you've just said. It's a team effort to capture it all. Yeah. Because again, we can work as a collective.
Yeah.
We do it all the time. Content creators, we do it all the time. But there's only one bride and groom.
Yeah.
We can't split that bride and groom up and go, right, we need you in 5 different places now because we've got your group shots to do.
We've got to be able to do that.
It would be amazing if we could. But then you've got to think, what? I don't know.
I think that's why it's so important that everybody is on the same page. So any creative like that are specifically there to capture trends, those are the creatives that need to specifically be put into a group. I don't think the venue would necessarily need to be involved in that.
No.
Obviously, timings do come into it, because that's we actually work to the venue's time. Yep. And if we do run over on that time, we're the ones that get it.
Yeah, because food and stuff. We don't eat cold food and stuff.
I don't think people realise that either. No. I don't think people realise how much we actually get it in the neck when.
Oh yeah.
When they're running over, it's all down to the photographer's fault.
Yeah.
And it's not always our fault. You know, if we've got guests that we have to round up, and there's a lot of guests we've got to round up, and some guests are off drinking, or, you know, they've gone to the toilet and we're waiting on Uncle Bob to come back.
Uncle Bob.
Nanny Pat. And, you know, that's like, it takes time. Yeah. And some things are out of our control. So
I think essentially it's a case of trends can be good fun. They can be amazing. Absolutely.
But just have a few put in. Don't base the whole wedding on trends. Please don't do that, because that is something that I think people would regret.
100%. And that's why I want to touch on my closing it and why I'm so passionate about why I hate trends. People will do their wedding and focus on the trend so much, and it just takes away from their personality.
Definitely, yeah.
So it takes it away from who they are, because they want to do this trend, and ultimately you're doing a wedding in a way that's not really you. It could get more expensive because you might have to buy props, and you might have to go out and, you know, then you've got to take time out of your day.
I think you hit the nail on the head when you said you will be taking
the personality about
moments away as well, because you are conscious. We've had it where the brides, like, especially if they want to do a reveal with people, but they're so fixated on the trends that they want to do that, and then we don't have time to capture say like the reveal with dad or reveal with mom or bridesmaid. We don't have time to do that then. Shall we hit on
tell me if I shouldn't, there was a wedding. We missed father-daughter dance because we were setting up a specific shot and we were told it weren't going ahead, and then it went ahead and nobody got us and we missed capturing it.
Well, I think that's another
That's another podcast.
What's happened in our weddings that
because we had to set up this shot.
We had to go and get this shot right. It required both of us.
It was a
flash shot. It was a trend, and we had to be there.
We had to set it up.
Yeah.
We had to both be out. We were told that this father-daughter dance wasn't happening, so we utilised that time. The dance floor was empty, so we were like, right, let's get this set up because it was what was needed. And then we heard a cheer, and it was like,
what is happening?
What's happening? We then walk in, and I think I managed to catch a couple of the end of them hugging. But that was just...
And we was devastated. She understood. The bride understood, actually. I think she was upset about it. But she was more upset the fact that it happened.
And nobody announced
so
it to us. It just happened. Nobody come to get us. We didn't know.
The band started playing the songs that they'd agreed to dance to. And it just happened naturally, didn't it? But because we was told to go and set this shot up, we missed that important moment. And that was devastating for us.
We were gutted.
Because we don't miss
many
anything. Important moments at all.
Every single wedding we do is streamlined down to a T. We are constantly like, we don't want to miss.
Strategic with how we work. Like it's... Because we know those important moments. We know when it's going to happen. We just know it.
And it's just because of, again, setting up for a fucking viral trend shot that meant nothing, and then we missed out on something.
Yeah.
So, again, coming back to all of this, look, if a couple want to do trends with me, I'll do it. But I will always say to them, first and foremost, the most important thing to me is your wedding day, not trying to make up a trend. So... With all that being said, I think we've hit on a lot of points again.
Yeah. Is there
anything we've missed?
That was a quick one, wasn't it, really?
A nice quick one.
We probably will go over trends again at some point, maybe. But I think as long as people or couples are aware, if you are planning a wedding, do not solely plan it on wedding trends. Do you first, and then maybe add in a couple of trends afterwards.
If you've got time.
Have a content creator there. If you do have a content creator or a videographer and a photographer, and they're all from different companies, get them involved within a group chat and have them all on the same line, same
wavelength,
same page.
Yeah,
everything. So that everybody knows what is going on, and everybody's just on that same wavelength. I think that's really important.
Without the communication, it's not going to work.
No, definitely not. Communication is key.
Yeah, and the last point from me before I shut up and say bye. Do your wedding your way. If you really want to do the trends, that's fine, but you're not really doing it your way. You're doing it the way of everybody else.
Yeah.
Because you want that. I don't know why you want to do it. If it's something fun and you think it would be something good for, like you said last week, the experience, that's different. But try and keep your wedding as true to you as possible.
And just throw in a couple of the trends.
Yeah.
If that's with photos, I mean, photos are quite easy to do when it comes to trends. You can throw in a couple of... please don't base your whole wedding, though, on wedding trend photos. Could you imagine?
I don't want to imagine.
Imagine
if you listen, right,
with blurry photos.
Listen, I won't do it. Book someone else. And that's another thing with me. I'm very happy to say to a couple, I don't think our visions align. I couldn't
do that though. I couldn't go and shoot a whole wedding that was blurred.
It would just no.
I know you're dying to say no, Tony. You do it all the time.
You know me so well.
I know. I knew that's what you was thinking.
I have to sharpen everything.
Jeez.
I'm playing. But I think we've touched on everything.
Absolutely.
Happy?
Yep.
So if you like this one, very different today. A bit more light-hearted, a bit more down our road. Quick,
easy.
In and out.
Yep.
And
remember, I'm T, this is D. We're both photographers and videographers in the
Are you a
industry.
videographer?
I'm not a videographer, but you are.
You did shoot a bit of video over the weekend, though.
I did, loved it.
Was it good?
I loved it.
Would you like to learn a bit more video
I
and
would
have a bit
love
more
to
go?
learn a bit more, yeah.
Would you like to edit video?
The content creation. There you go. I can do that. But as in filming a wedding video, that's a completely different ballgame.
And then edit it.
I could film it. I'm not saying I could edit it though.
But I
Jeez.
think that would be a good thing because then you can help me with my edits. Video.
I've got my own edits that I
Video
have to
is a
concentrate on.
completely different ballgame.
Yeah, I'll leave you to that. Thank you.
Awesome. So, guys, if you like this one, share it with a friend.
You want to check out more of our work, click the links in the comments and it'll take you directly to our pages.
There's been nothing on there because neither one of us use social media. It's bad. It's really bad. We got to up our game.
We are creatives that we colour outside the lines. We're there to push boundaries and break the rules. We don't follow.
Oh, I like that.
You like
And
she
on
likes
that note,
it.
on that note, oosh!